Canaan land. Oh, you must not lie. You must not steal. You must not take Yah's name in vain. I'm bound for Canaan land. Your horse is white, your garment's bright. You look like a man of war. Raise up your head with courage bold, for your race is almost run. Hallelujah. Where are you bound? Bound for Canaan land. Oh, you must not lie. You must not steal. You must not take Yah's name in vain. I'm bound for Canaan land. Although you see me going on, I'm bound for Canaan land. I've had trials on these shores, but I'm bound for Canaan land. Hallelujah. Where are you bound? Bound for Canaan land. You must not lie. You must not steal. You must not take Yah's name in vain. I'm bound for Canaan land. Bound for Canaan land. Bound for Canaan land. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. As Israel stood by the waterside, at the command of Yah, it did divide. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. As they reached the other shore, they sang the song of triumph of o'er. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Pharaoh said he would go across, but Pharaoh and his hosts were lost. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, oh, Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn.
Go ahead, bro.
And then shall appear the Son of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Now he said, then shall they see the sign of the coming of man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was going to be that sign?
Lightning,
shining from the east and to the west, right? It wouldn't be the rolling back of the heaven. It would be the lightning flashing from the east to the west. It's going to be darkness all over the earth, right? And all of a sudden, it's going to get light, and everybody's going to look up. Shouldn't do that. Because when they look up, they're going to see people coming out of the sky to do battle with them. Go ahead, brother. People talking about spaceship. It's going to be big time spaceship. Man, yeah, men standing in the air. Now check that out. Then we're going to see what happened with the wheel that the Muslims and them brothers under that old order things are talking about. We're going to see whether Yahweh travels around in a spaceship or not, ain't we? Yeah, go ahead and read, brother.
Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the one end of heaven to the other.
And Isaiah 27:13 says what? And it shall come to pass that a great trumpet shall be blown, and you shall be gathered one by one, O you children of Israel. Go ahead and read, brother.
Verse 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So likewise you, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away.
Amen.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but Yahweh only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and married and given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Now, brother, this don't say anything about nobody going up in heaven. Right?
Of course not.
And this is where these Christians will lead you.
Of course.
People's going to be taken out of cars, just riding down the street. Yeah, it's stuff going to be running, people just going to get out of here.
Right. Didn't we go see a movie about that? With this black Messiah that showed up in prison? And he came out of prison, was walking down the street, man, people just disappeared. Just disappeared. He walking down the street, folks just disappeared. You're right. Christianity. Yeah, it ain't going to happen like that. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Verse 42. Watch, therefore, for you know not what hour your Adonai doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken into. Therefore be you also ready. For in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man comes.
Amen.
Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing.
And I pray to Yahweh that when his Messiah show up on the scene, I'll still be doing the same thing that I'm doing now, instructing people in his word.
Amen.
Go ahead.
Verse 47. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods.
Amen.
But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delay his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkards.
And he said, but if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord ain't coming right now.
Right.
And shall begin to do what? To smite his fellow servants. That means do things wrong against their fellow servants, right? And then eating and drinking and being all happy and everything. What's going to happen? He's going to take that portion he got from him, and Yahweh's going to come in a day that don't even look for him. He'll be taken away.
Right.
Why? Because the dog has returned to his vomit,
right,
and the side of his wash to a rotting in the mouth.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 50. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and upon him his portion with the hypocrite. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Amen. Now, he said, when you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso read it, let him understand. Let him understand what's going on. Let's go back into Daniel and pick that up. Daniel 11 and chapter 36 through chapter 12 and verse 1. Daniel 11 and chapter 36 through chapter 12 and verse 1. Daniel 11 and verse 36 through chapter 12 and verse 1, my brother.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of God, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that which is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the gods of his fathers, nor the desire women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all.
Right, you ain't going to be talking about that Jesus thing no more. That Mary thing no more and all that junk. What he say he's going to do? He's going to exalt himself above all. In other words, he's going to show himself. Satan is going to show him things to make him believe himself in his heart that he's God.
Right.
Go ahead and read, brother.
Verse 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his father knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things.
In other words, he's going to honor his military might, right?
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 39. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him.
At the time of the end, the man's going to push at him, right? Go ahead, brother.
And the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into the country and shall overthrow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. But these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab and the chief of the children of Ammon.
So we talk about the Israelis and the so-called Palestinians, right? It's going to escape out his hands because we know that they're going in captivity on us, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 42. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape.
The land of Egypt is not going to escape. That means that he's going to have all of the power of the Antichrist, who is the Muslims, right? I bet you them brothers don't walk around here talking about Assalamu alaikum no more either. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 43. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt. And the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his step.
All these Muslims, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 44. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet shall he come to his end, and none shall hurt him.
Pope moved them 10 kings are going to destroy St. Peter's Basilica. The Pope is going to move to Jerusalem and move in his portion of the temple. Yet he's going to come to his end, and ain't nothing going to happen. Go ahead, brother.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Mikael stand up, the great prince who standeth for the children of your people, and that shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Okay, my brother, let's go into Revelation 9, and verse 1 through verse 12. Revelation 9, and verse 1 through verse 12. Are we did? Okay, I'm sorry. Revelation 9 and verse 13 through chapter 10 and verse 7. 9 and 13 through 10 and 7.
And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before Elohim, saying to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, loose the four angels who are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loose, who were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200 million. and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were like the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire, and smoke, and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men who were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their thefts. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roars. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Fill up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel whom I saw standing upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and swore by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that are in it, and the earth and the things that are in it, and the sea and the things which are in it, that there shall be time no longer, but in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Elohim should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants, the prophets.
16 and verse 12 through verse 16, my brother. Chapter 16, let's go pick up the 6th vow. 16 and verse 12 through verse 16.
And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and its waters was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be
Didn't
prepared.
it say loose the 4 angels that are bound in the great Euphrates? And they was loose, right? Then the 6th angel sounded, and what happened? They dried up the great river Euphrates so that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared to come into Jerusalem, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirit of devils, working miracles that go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Elohim Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watch and keep his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame.
Amen.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
Armageddon. Chapter 11 and verse 5 through verse 17, my brother. Chapter 11 and verse 5 through verse 17. Verse 15, I'm sorry. Chapter 11 and verse 15 through verse 19. Chapter 11 and verse 15 through verse 19.
Verse 15. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdom of this world is become the kingdom of our Adonai and of his Messiah, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Amen.
And the 24 elders who sat before Elohim on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped Elohim, saying, We give thee thanks, O Lord God Almighty, who are and were and are to come, because you have taken to you your great power and have reigned. And the nations were angry, and your wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that you should give reward unto your servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear your name, small and great, and should destroy them who destroy the earth.
Amen.
And the temple of Elohim was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament, and there were lightnings, and voices, and thunderings, and an earthquake, and great hail.
And great hail. 16, 17 through verse 21. Chapter 16, verse 17 through verse 21. Let's pick up the 7:5.
And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. Mm-hmm. And there were voices and thunders and lightning, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed Elohim because of the plague of the hail, for the plague was exceedingly great.
Now they talk about our weathermen always talking about, yeah, we had golf ball size hail, right? Wait till you see them 120-pound blocks of ice falling out the sky. I'm going to see what they're going to say about that.
Well, I saw an article yesterday on television where it says America puts, out of all the industrialized nations on the face of the earth, America puts 2/3 of the pollutants in the atmosphere.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just this one country, that's kind of hard.
I wouldn't be surprised, brother. This is the hammer of the whole earth. Look at all the industries they got going on here.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about with the unemployment and stuff where they downsized, but they were saying that this greenhouse thing is going to cause, I can see, how it ties in with this plan. Eventually, they're going to put some restraints on these companies like where I work at. They're going to have to start laying people off.
But ain't the companies they need to worry about. It's automobiles.
Yeah, I know that, but they're saying all this stuff is coming about these factories. They may start downsizing.
The factory is the one that's making the automobiles.
Yeah.
You see, so it's the automobiles, it's our comfort and our new chariots that we got out there on the streets that's causing all this pollution. That's why they got so many restrictions on it.
Bottom line is the amount of waste that America generates in general, from food to our pollutants to the flow. I mean, we're just a wasteful, filthy, ready for destruction type nation. And the earth realizes it, but America carries a big stick. So
Of course.
We have to speak softly.
Of course. And we're getting just like America. Wasteful.
Already.
Wasteful. Joel 2 in verse 1 through chapter 3 and verse 13.
The other side of all that stuff is being thrown away is the stuff that's being consumed, which is fostering a feeling of that whole delusion thing and getting sucked into the system. And people feel comfortable because they're well fed and added and have little experiences that we're having.
Right.
Wait till people find out the real reasoning behind welfare reform.
Right.
Wait till they find out the real reasoning behind welfare reform. We got people that's not on welfare, that's taking minimum wage jobs, right?
Right.
Then you got all these people coming out to get jobs, and there are no jobs, right?
Right.
So the war is going to be between who? The haves and the have-nots.
Wait till folks start getting real in from these debts once this new electronic system is in place.
Brother, wait till you start walking around and looking at your children, their belly growling.
Right.
That'll make you go do something on it.
I've been hearing that all the time, bro.
I'm talking about from not being able to get food, brother.
Right.
See, from trying to live your life as have your life to you as a prey upon this earth. I'm talking about when folks going to be out and out trying to bust your back, bust your head, rather. And it's coming. Joel 2 in verse 1 through chapter 3 and verse 13.
So now you can leave in the grocery store.
You ain't going to worry about your money. Worry about taking your groceries home. Right.
People give all this canned good at Kroger's. I said, well, Kroger's got more canned good than I have. I can't get them. I can't leave them in the canned good.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It's strange that they only do this around Christmas time.
Right. And everybody that's rich get themselves so stretched out, so when the poor open up their hand, they say, well, sorry, I can't afford to give you anything because my wealth got me so balled up. I'm trying to make more wealth.
Y'all better learn how to grow something. Joel 2 in verse 1. Y'all buying these nice, expensive houses and everything. Right. You better make sure you got some land back there. You can put a 12-foot fence around so you can grow something. Joel 2 and pick up verse 1.
Blow the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of cloud and of thick darkness, like the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, they have not been ever the right, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
We read now it's going to be darkness, right? Isaiah said darkness is going to cover the earth and gross darkness the people, right? And in all this darkness, what's going to happen? They're going to be coming up to Jerusalem to do battle. Why?
Because the Negroes that came in there saying they claimed that land.
Correct. Because David, the ones that's going to be purged, that's going to be left, that remnant is going to go into that city and secure that city. And once they come in there and secure that city, then that's what's going to make all the nations come up to try to destroy you all.
Sir.
Go ahead, my brother.
Verse 3. A fire divides before them, and behind them a flame burner. The land is like the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape.
Well, we read out of one of them armies going to be 200 million men.
Right.
So we talk about multiple armies. We can very well see they're going to cover the breadth of the whole earth. If they lose 100,000 men, they're going to keep right on marching. And ain't nobody going to even notice. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and like horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, like a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather black. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
No, I just explained that if they lose a lot of men, you fall from the sword, you're going to die. If they lose a lot of men, then they won't even be phased. Go ahead, brother.
They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
In other words, they're going to invade that a city, right? And then the priests, Levites, going to be between the porch and the altar and say, spare your people, O God. Amen. Why should you give the heathen to rule over them? And what was the next thing Yahweh said? He didn't say, yeah, I'm gonna take care of that. He said, I'm going to send you corn and wine. Don't you even bother about that. I'm going to send you corn and wine. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shine. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong who executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, says Yahweh, turn even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto Yahweh your Elohim. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repent of them of the evil.
Amen.
Who knows if he will return?
Amen. Leave the drink off.
Who knows if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto Yahweh your Elohim.
Amen.
Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly.
Call a solemn assembly. When we went back in the blowing of the trumpets, it was a certain they had to blow one trumpet for a calling of the assembly, right? Well, they blow both trumpets, but they could not blow an alarm, right? So now what he said, don't sound the alarm. The alarm has already been sounded. Now you call and bring the people, right? Gather the congregation, right? Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Verse 16. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that suck the breast, Let the bridegroom go forth from his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of Yahweh, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare your people, O Yahweh, and give not your heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Why should they say among the people, where is their God?
Right, we done took back our city. All the families and everything that got in Jerusalem and took back that city, right? And the nation said, we got them. We got them. Let's go rip them off right now. Everything be over with. Yeah, everything be over with, right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 18. Then Yahweh was jealous for his land and pitied his people. And Yahweh answered and said unto his people, behold, I will send you corn, wine, and oil, and you shall be satisfied with them. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill favor shall come up, because he hath done great things.
In other words, the battle is going to start at Jerusalem and move all the way back to Megiddo, right? Okay, that's what the Lord wants them at. Go ahead, brother.
We need the maps now, so we can kind of see what's up.
You got a map of the Middle East?
Yeah, we do, but go ahead.
Y'all too stingy to buy a map of the Middle East.
You want to shut up now, bro?
Go ahead and read, bro.
You'll be quiet.
Yes.
Verse 21. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for Yahweh will do great things. Be not afraid, you beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the trees bear her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, you children of Judah, and rejoice in Yahweh your Elohim. For he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in a beard.
In the first month, in a beard, right? Well, consider this. We have our last feast in the 7th month, right? You got the 8th month, the 9th month, the 10th month, the 11th month, the 12th month, right? Then the first month, which is a beard, right? Which would be 6 months, right? Now, if you count the month that the Lord comes, that's going to be 7 months. That'll be 7 months it's going to take us to get all them dead bodies and everything out of the land so we can have our holy days. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 24. And the floor shall be full of wheat, and the fat shall overflow with wine and oil.
Amen.
And I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great empires which I set among you.
Amen.
And you shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of Yahweh your Elohim, who have dealt wondrously with you. And Israel shall never be ashamed. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your Elohim, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh comes.
Amen.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered.
Now, folks say they got to call on the name of Jesus.
Right.
See, the prophets say, whosoever call on the name of Yahweh, right? The average Christian that claim to be so filled up with the Spirit, you ask him what's God's name, he give you a bunch of titles.
Right.
But you don't know.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh hath said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call.
Hallelujah.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehudah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Yahshua, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
He's going to plead with them with the pestilence. With the overflowing scourge, he's going to plead with them. He ain't going to come and say, y'all please give me my people back. He's going to put some pressure on them. It's going to make them want to do it. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a bond for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
And when they cast the lots, the first people that got the lots was the Spanish. That's why we got a Spanish name, Negro. Go ahead, my brother. And they gave the Ethiopians wine, trinkets, and whatever else they wanted to buy us as slaves.
Yeah, that's what I was telling that Nigerian out there, brother. I said, man, your people sold my people. It was bad enough that they sold them, but what they sold them for, just anything.
Getting us out of the land, brother.
And he and I got into it, brother. And you know who's siding with him now? Israel is out there siding with him. They ready to put me out of land.
Of course.
Man, you're a troublemaker, man.
Of course.
He's just like one of us.
Because Jake don't know. Jake don't even consider my brother.
I mean, they done ganged up on me, brother.
Basically, it was mainly whiskey and molasses.
Mainly, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. Yes, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly things. The children also of Yehuda and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their borders. Behold, I will raise them out of the place to which you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. For Yahweh have spoken.
Sell them to the Africans, huh? Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir, verse 9. Proclaim this among the Europeans. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right.
Get yourself together. Come out here with all them fancy weapons of war that you got. Make some more. Come on up here. I got something for you. Go ahead, brother.
Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. There cause your mighty one to come down, O Yahweh.
And didn't we read in the St. Matthew 24 where the Master said, but where the eagles are gathered together, there will the carcasses be? Right here in the valley of Megiddo. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yahshua, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put in the silver, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get down, for the press is full, the fat overflows.
Okay, hold up right there, my brother. We're going to have to come right back to this. But go ahead and finish reading that verse there.
For the press is full, the fat overflows, for their wickedness is great.
Okay, now let's go into Revelations 14. It said, put you in the sickle, right? For the harvest is ripe, right? Revelations 14, verse 14 through verse 20. Revelations 14 and verse 14 through verse 20.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat, like the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Now this is an angel here now. Go ahead and read, brother.
And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was ripe.
Now we got that great multitude, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 17. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, who had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Okay, so we had those that were going to be saved of that great multitude that was reaped first, right? Now we got the wicked being reaped, right? See, the great multitude is being reaped to receive salvation. These other folks here, they being reached to be destroyed. Amen. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 19.
See, people talking about, oh yeah, it's going to be millions of people missing off this earth. Right, the wicked. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 19. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. And the winepress was trodden without the city. And blood came out of the winepress, even until the horses bridled, by the space of 20 miles.
Okay, my brother, I don't want to go no further than that right there. Now let's go into Joel chapter 3 and verse 14 through verse 21. Joel chapter 3 and verse 14 through verse 21. I know y'all get sick of flipping through these books, but this is the only way you're going to get it. Joel chapter 3 and verse 14 through verse 21.
Teach, brother.
Now read verse 13 again, brother.
Put in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get down, for the press is full. The fat overflows, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But Yahweh will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am Yahweh your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Yehudah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth from the house of Yahweh, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Yehudah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Yehudah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh dwelleth in Zion.
Okay, my brother. Now let's go into 1 Corinthians. I'll tell you what. Let's go and read. Yeah, right there. Write Psalms 97 and verse 1 through verse 9. Psalms 97 and verse 1 through verse 9, and we're going to go in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 49 through verse 58. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 49 through verse 58. See, I don't have no problems with what these people call the rapture and all of that stuff. It's just what they say is going to happen during that time.
Right.
Okay, 1 Corinthians 15, and pick that up, my brother, at verse 49 through verse 49 through verse 51. No, 58.
And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohim. Neither does corruption inherit incorruption.
Amen.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump.
At the last trump, right? At the last trump, there was going to be, we went through all the trumpets, right? Now, according to the Christians, they're going to get out here before the trumpets even blow.
Right, they don't linger on that last. In fact, Dave, remember we went to a meeting, a prophecy conference, and the guy skipped the word last altogether. He just skipped last.
Well, you know what that is. That's trying to bolster up that junk they're talking about. But the word of God is sharp. Yeah, it's sharp. It busts up those lies. Go ahead and read, Steve.
For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Mm-hmm.
But this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So, when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Elohim, who giveth us the victory through our Adonai Yahshua, the Anointed One. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be you steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Adonai, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Adonai.
Amen. 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 1 through chapter 5 and verse 11. Yeah, somebody keep them young ones back there quiet. Don't make no sense. What I told you about? 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 1 through chapter 5 and verse 11.
First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 1 through 5.
5 and verse 11, yeah.
Verse 16, sting of death, sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Could you elaborate on that?
What did it say?
The sting of death is sin.
The wages of sin is death.
Right, and the strength of sin is the law.
We will not know about our sin except by the law. That's all it's saying to me, is that the law, the strength of sin, it really is the law, because the law says thou shalt not, and then people do. So the strength of sin is the law. That's the only way he can get his strength, is through the law. If it wasn't a law, then there would be no sin.
It's the law that makes sin exceedingly sinful. Right?
Correct. 1 Thessalonians 4, and pick that up at verse 1. My brother.
Furthermore, then, we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Adonai Yahshua, that as you have received of us how you ought to walk and to please Elohim, so you would abound more and more. For you know what commandment we gave you by the Adonai Yahshua. For this is the will of Elohim, even your sanctification, that you should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of concupiscences, even as the Europeans who know not Elohim, that no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter, because the Adonai is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. For Elohim have not called us unto uncleanness, but unto holiness. He therefore that despises not man, but Elohim, who have also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
Right. When things come up and people don't do what they're supposed to do, it's not you that they're defying, it's your God.
Exactly.
But see, they see you.
Right.
This is why they deal with you. But it's your God that they define. And guess what? He's going to recompense
Yes, sir.
just to show that he is God.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 9.
Right.
But as touching brotherly love, you need not that I write unto you, for you yourselves are taught of Elohim to love one another. And indeed you do it toward all the brethren who are in all Macedonia. But we beseech you, brethren, that you increase more and more, and that you study to be quiet, and to do your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you, that you may walk honestly toward them that are without, and that you may have lack of nothing. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them who are asleep, that you sorrow not, even as others who have no hope. For if we believe that Yahshua died and rose again, even so them also who sleep in Yahshua will Elohim bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Adonai, that we who are alive and remain until the coming of the Adonai shall not prevent them who are asleep. For the Adonai himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Elohim, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
When that trumpet blows, the dead is going to rise, right? Okay, go ahead, brother.
Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the cloud to meet the Adonai in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Adonai.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore comfort one another with these words.
Mm-hmm.
But of the times and the season, brethren, You have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Adonai so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
They're going to say peace 3 times, right? The angel said, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the voice of the 3 trumpets which are yet to sound, right? So when they cry peace, a trumpet is going to blow, right? And when that trumpet is going to blow, a disaster is going to happen on the earth, and then a vial is going to pour out, and another disaster is going to happen upon the earth. Go ahead and read, my brother.
Verse 4. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
Mm-hmm.
You are all children of light and children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that are drunken in the night.
In darkness. They that sleep, sleep in darkness, don't they? Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Verse 8. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for in heaven the hope of salvation. For Elohim hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Adonai Yahshua, the Anointed One, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also you do.
Right, and and how is he going to do this through the works that are that's being made manifest to you? If you think that you can go to church and just sit down and just call on the name of the Lord, you only kept the law. The law won't save you.
Amen.
The law won't save you. Micah 5 in verse 1 through verse 15.
Matter of fact, in the church is where the axe is going to fall first.
Of course.
The ones who've been hypocrites in the church versus the ones who've been actually fearing Yahweh and wanting to keep his law.
Because that's exactly what they've been, brother, a bunch of hypocrites. People that's been hindering the works. Every time they turn around, got their mouth open about something.
Complainers, self-will, despising government.
The judgment is going to begin at the house of God.
If the righteous scarce to be saved, brother, you know the wicked ain't going to save it, don't you? Okay. Micah 5, and pick that up in verse 1 through verse 15.
Yes, sir. Now gather thyself in truth, O daughter of truth. He hath laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek.
Didn't they smite the Lord when they had him in that temple in there? When they were scourging him?
Amen.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2. But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you be looked to among the thousands of Yehudah, yet out of you shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up, until the time that she who travaileth hath brought forth.
So till the time that she which travail has brought forth, right? Aren't we travailing now? Huh? Okay.
Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel.
You're talking about the church then, right? Go ahead, brother.
And he shall stand and feed in the strength of Yahweh, in the majesty of the name of Yahweh, his Elohim. And they shall abide, but now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the peace when the Assyrians shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our palaces, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances of it. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people like a dew from Yahweh, like the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Europeans in the midst of many people, like a lion among the beasts of the forest, like a young lion among the flocks of the sheep, who, if he goeth through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Your hand shall be lifted up upon your adversaries, and all your enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahweh, that I will cut off your horses out of the midst of you, and I will destroy your chariots, and I will cut off the cities of your land, and throw down all your strongholds. And I will cut off witchcraft out of your hand, and you shall have no more soothsayers. Your graven images also will I cut off, and your standing images out of the midst of you.
Amen.
And you shall no more worship the work of your hands. And I will pluck up your groves out of the midst of you, so will I destroy your city. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury up, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
Okay, my brother, I don't want chapter 2 and read verse 12 and verse 13. Chapter 2 and verse 12 and verse 13.
Where you think the iron walls and Esther Rose and things like that.
There we go.
It'll be a bad spotting, bro.
If they don't turn to Yahweh Elohim, I know what to think about them. Nothing. Micah 2 and read verse 12 and verse 13.
I will surely assemble, O Yaakov, all of you. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together like the sheep of Basra, like the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by the reason of the multitude of men.
Amen.
Their breakers come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out by it. And their king shall pass before them.
Now their king, that's David, right? Go ahead.
And Yahweh at the head of them.
And who will be in Yahweh's stead? The Messiah will be in the head of the truth. Now let's go to Zechariah 9 and read verse 9 through verse 17, my brother. Zechariah 9, verse 9 through verse 17. Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 9 through verse 17.
Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Judah. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king cometh unto you. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass and upon a colt, the foal of an ass.
That's the first time.
Right.
Right. See, next time he's going to come out like a roaring monster, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off. And he shall speak peace unto the heathen, and his dominion shall be from sea even to sea, and from the river even to the ends of the earth. As for you also, by the blood of your covenant, I have sent forth your prisoners out of the pit in which is no water. Turn to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will run the double unto you. When I have bent Judah from me, fill the bow with Ephraim, and raised up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, and made you like the sword of a mighty man. And Yahweh shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth like the lightning. And the Lord God shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with the whirlwinds of the south. Yahweh of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones. And they shall drink and make a noise, as to wine, and they shall be filled like bowls and like the corners of the altar. And Yahweh, their Elohim, shall save them in that day as the flock of his people. But they shall be like the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land.
Amen.
For how great is his beauty! For how great is his goodness! And how great is his beauty! Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maid.
Okay, my brother. Let's go and pick that up in Revelation 19 and verse 11 through verse 19. Revelations 19 and verse 11 through verse 19. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11 through verse 19.
And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse.
Now we got heaven open again, right? Now this is the real deal here. Go ahead, brother.
And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were like a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of of Elohim. And the armies that were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Elohim. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great Elohim, that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast, and the kings of the earth, and their armies, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse, and against his army.
Okay, my brother. No further than that. Zechariah 14, verse 1 through verse 7. Yeah. Zechariah 14 and verse 1 through verse 7. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 1 through verse 7.
Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, and your spoil shall be divided in the midst of you. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in its midst toward the east and toward the west, and there shall be a very great valley. And half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south.
So the Messiah came out of heaven, right? Heaven opened. The Messiah came out of heaven. The dead met him in the air, right? Then those that was alive and remained, they were caught up to meet them in the air, right? And then the Lord came to the Mount of Olives, didn't he? Ain't that what the angel told him? Said, you men of Galilee, when he was resurrected, when he ascended in heaven. Said, you men of Galilee, why do you stand gazing into the sky? Say the same way he left, it's the same way he's going to come back again. To the exact same place, the Mount of Olives. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5. And you shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yea, you shall flee as you fled from before the earthquake in the days of Osiah, king of Yehudah, and the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with you.
And another thing will make them flee too, when they look up there and see that that's a brother, and they done had his people in captivity. It's time to flee then, ain't it? Ain't it?
They get mad at me. Like,
go ahead, brother.
It's time to get going.
Yeah, trying to get going, brother. That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark, but it shall be one day which shall be known to Yahweh, not day nor night. But it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light.
Okay, Ezekiel 39 and verse 1 through verse 29. Ezekiel 39 and verse 1 through verse 29. Ezekiel 39 and verse 1 through verse 29.
Verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against the prince, and say, thus says the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O prince, the chief prince of Moscow and Tubal, and I will turn you back, and leave but the sixth part of you, and will cause you to come up from the north part, and will bring you upon the mountains of Israel. And I will smite your bow out of your left hand, and will cause your arrows to fall out of your right hand. You shall fall upon the mountains of Israel, you and all your band, and the people that are with you. I will give you unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured.
We just read what the angel called the fowls of heaven, didn't he?
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
You shall fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, says the Lord God. And I will set a fire in the land of Russia, and among those who dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel.
Amen.
Behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord God. This is the day of which I have spoken. And they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth, and shall set on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, and the staves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest, but they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Lord God.
Amen.
And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto the prince a place there raised in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers. And there shall they bury the prince and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon God. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may cleanse the land. Yes, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to their renown on the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord God. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land, to bury with the help of the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they make their search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamon God. And also the name of the city shall be called Hamona. Thus shall they cleanse the land. And you, son of man, thus saith the Lord God, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come. Gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that you may eat flesh and drink blood. You shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And you shall eat fat till you be full, and drink blood till you be drunken of my sacrifice which I have sacrificed for you. Thus you shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, says the Lord God. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am Yahweh their Elohim from that day and forward.
Praise Yah.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. Because they trespassed against me, therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, now will I bring again the captivity of Yaakov, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name, after they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, by which they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid.
Amen.
When I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and have sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am Yahweh their Elohim, who caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen, but I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, says the Lord God.
Okay, so you read about the battle, right, taking place, right? Okay, now let's go into Revelation 19 and verse 20 through chapter 20 and verse 6.
Wait, Elder, I have a question. What is actually the sacrifice that is to be eaten during that time?
Pardon?
It says right here in verse, start at verse 17, it says, assemble yourselves and come together yourselves on every side to my sacrifice. I do sacrifice for you the great sacrifice from the mountains of Israel, that you may eat flesh and drink blood. You should eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, lambs, goats, and bulls, and all the feathers of Bashan. What is the actual sacrifice?
The people being killed off. There's a war going on. The Lord just told you, we just read about how he was bringing all these armies, 200 million men in one army. Bring them down to the valley, right? And then that's where you're going to kill them off at. So that's the sacrifice right there. The killing off of people.
If he's asking who's going to be eating those things.
The birds.
The birds, the prey.
It says, speak to every feather fowl and to every beast of the field.
Right.
The animals and the birds. When we get back to Revelation, didn't the angel call all the feathered fowls? Same thing. Okay. Okay. Revelation 19 and verse 20 through chapter 20 and verse 6.
I don't think they're taking something.
No. Now it's getting ready to stop. Get 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 ready. Now the heat, you better not have one. But if you do, we'll put your name on the door, brother. And you won't be allowed in here to come in here with that monthly prognostication stuff. Revelation 19, and pick that up at verse 20 through chapter 20 and verse 19.
And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
Two people. The last king, right, and the false prophet was cast into the lake of fire, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 21. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, whose sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent who is called the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little seed.
Satan was given 6,000 years, and the Messiah was given a sabbatical year, right? 1,000 years to reign upon the earth. Then after that, we'll have the new heaven, the new earth, because this earth here will become the lake of fire. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahshua, and for the word of Elohim, and who had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they live and reign with the anointed one 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
Right. After the 1,000 years, everybody who's dead, that didn't make it, and that died during the millennial period, after that 1,000 years, they're going to be awakened to do what with them? To stand before that great white throne judgment, to be thrown in that lake of fire. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Elohim and of the anointed one, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000...
my brother. I don't want to go no further than that. But to reign with him 1,000 years during the millennial period, like the prophet said, a seed shall serve him, and he shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Zephaniah 3 and verse 8 through verse 20. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8 through verse 20. Zephaniah 3 and verse 18 through verse 20.
Oh, it's not 8, it's 18.
Zephaniah 3, verse 8 through verse 20. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8 through verse 20.
Verse 8. Therefore, wait upon me, says Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the praise. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be divided with defile my jealousy. But then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahweh, to serve him with one consent.
Amen.
From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. In that day you shall not be ashamed for all your doings in which you have transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of you those who rejoice in your pride, and you shall no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of you an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahweh. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. But they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahweh has taken away your judgments. He has cast out your enemies. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of you. You shall not see evil anymore.
You shall not see evil anymore. Now look what the nations has done now. Not only do the nations say that they're not under the curse, under the law, they also say that they're not under the curse. The curse is a judgment that passes upon all mankind.
Amen.
We're still under the same curses. Don't people still die?
Right.
Huh? Don't women still have pain and sorrow in children? Having children? But what happens? Man gets sick, he go to the wizard and get him a heart transplant.
Right.
See? And then what happens? And sisters, they take their birth control pills, so I ain't gonna have no pain and no sorrow. And you ain't gonna rule over me.
Right.
Right? Then we come down to Jake. Jake said, man, I'm feeling the Holy Ghost. I know what's going on. I see the thing, right? In other words, they've taken themselves from under the curse of Isaiah, right? And now that they see, they have no cloak for their sin.
Amen.
Go ahead and read, my brother.
Verse 16. In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thine hands be slack.
Amen.
Yahweh, your Elohim, in the midst of you is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over you with singing. I will gather those who are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of you, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict you, and I will save her that is lame, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get their praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, says Yahweh.
Amen and amen. As you see, brothers and sisters, Yahweh has a great deliverance plan for his people. Regardless to what the nations say, regardless to what their adversary, their father, rather the devil, has taught them, Yahweh told his prophets exactly what was going to take place on this earth. We can believe it, or we don't. You don't have to believe it, but just do this. Look at the state of our people, and get back and read the legacy, and you can see every word that Yahweh spoke against us and against the nation so far that should be prophesied at this time has come to pass.
Amen.
So we know that right now we're living in the 13th chapter of Revelation, and we know that we haven't got long to stay here. So try to do the things that you can to stay on the side of Yahweh, because truly Yahweh is going to take all the sinners out of this earth. And if we don't serve him in truth and in righteousness, then who will we serve? That's about all I'm going to do, brothers and sisters. Do we have any announcements?